Hey guys, this is Leah with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's tip I did want to do a quick tip on how you can access and add your forms to your DocuSign Room, edit that, and then send for electronic signature to kind of expedite that process for you guys. All right, so the first thing that we will need to do is go to the Documents tab of your DocuSign Room. Okay, so where I am right now is on realestate.docusign.com. to access the KW Rooms DocuSign. Again, if you want to jot that down, it's realestate.docusign.com to go ahead and log in to view your existing rooms. Just worth noting, make sure you are always starting your transaction in Command. You will need to add your contacts to Command to create the opportunity in Command directly, and then that will allow you to create the DocuSign room, link the two together, and have all that information autofill onto your DocuSign forms. So if you would like a quick overview of that process, just a full overview of that, I have included a link to the 30-minute overview of using DocuSign with Command to start and manage your transactions. That'll be in the YouTube description below. All right, but in this quick tip, we're going to cut to the chase just from our Documents tab of your DocuSign Room. We're going to click on Add on the very top right. Feel free to pause the video, of course, at any time, but if you're still working on navigating to the Documents tab of your room, we'll then want to click on Add on the very top right to select the DocuSign Forms option. So the DocuSign Forms option, that second option down, will give you access to your fillable forms, your interactive forms. Forms you can just start typing in. Makes your life way easier. So we'll select that second option, DocuSign Forms. This will, of course, look a little different depending on what state you're in, but on the left-hand side, you'll see your form groups, and these groups are created by your office staff to just kind of make it easier for you to find your forms. So you can click on the form groups on the left-hand side, which I really like to do to navigate for my forms. But just a heads up, you also have libraries on the left-hand side that'll show things like your MLS forms or your association forms as well. So depending on how you would like to search, go ahead and click maybe the group name that you think the form would be in. And you can use the search bar at the top to either search by the form number or the form name to go ahead and click to add that in. Okay, and if you're not seeing forms at this time in your account, or it's giving you a message like no access or something of that sort that you are not able to access that form, that would typically be because your NERDS ID needs to be entered into the command preferences, or I'm sorry, the DocuSign preferences. I have included a quick tip video in the description of this YouTube video below on how to link your NERDS ID to DocuSign to get access to your forms right away. So if you'd like to pause the video and switch over to that one instead, again, that's in the YouTube description. All right, so once I go ahead and search and find the forms I need, I can add multiple at a time and click Add Selected. All right, once I do that, I can actually edit the form directly from the Documents tab of my room. So this blue icon that says Form on these forms here do indicate that those are DocuSign interactive forms, forms that will just be fillable once I open it. So I'll do just that. I'll go ahead and open the form. And once that loads, you'll see fields that I can just click to start typing in. And a lot of the information on the form will autofill from your command opportunity and from the details tabs. I'll show you on the buyer version. This is a buyer room I have created, so I need to show you this on the buyer agency instead. Of course, your forms will look different than mine unless you're in North Carolina. No worries, the concepts will still be the same. So I'm just simply clicking on the form, and I just want to show you guys this information did autofill on the form for me, like my client's information and their contact information, my brokerage information. If I had the property address filled in, that would pull over as well. Again, that pulls from the Command Opportunity and also from the Details tab of your DocuSign Room. So at this point, editing the form is really easy. So I can go through and simply click on any check dots, radio dots, click any check boxes, and I can simply click on any text fields to go ahead and fill that in. Right, so in practice, you'll want to go through, fill out the entire form at this time by clicking and typing and so forth. Just to not alarm you, the initial and signature fields will appear automatically on interactive forms. So these forms I can automatically fill in. However, those will not appear until after we pull the form into the envelope to send that off. Okay, so you're supposed to not be seeing the initial and signature fields quite yet. So we're scrolling through and filling out the entire form. I would recommend clicking Save and Close multiple times as you go along this process, just to ensure you do not lose any information. So maybe after, every 1 to 2 pages of typing, click Save and Close on the top right. It'll take you back to your DocuSign Room, and you can just click to open that back up. All right, so I can send one or multiple forms at a time to be electronically signed. So I'm going to show you, just in case you want to send just this one form for electronic signatures, that can be done from the Document Actions tab on the top right. So that's the icon that looks like a folded sheet of paper. And you'll see the option to create envelope. So that create envelope option does mean I want to send this off to my clients for signatures, so that would always be the next step. However, if you made any final edits to the form, please make sure you click Save and Close first on the top right. Okay, if you make any edits and then click Create Envelope, it won't save those edits. All right, so make sure you're clicking Save and Close. I'm actually going to show you how to do this to send multiple forms at a time. So you can do this in a couple different ways. I'll show you from the Documents tab specifically. Okay, so what you can do is hover your mouse over any of these forms. And when you do that, you'll see a round check dot, I keep calling it that, radio dot on the top left that you can go ahead and select. So I can select one or multiple forms to go ahead and send. And when I go ahead and check these radio dots, it will only then show me this bulk actions menu. So you won't see this menu at the top of your screen until you have checked the forms. And again, I don't see an option to actually check the form until I hover my mouse over it, and then I can select it. And just to note, you can select all on the top right as well. All right, so let's say I want to send these forms here. Once I go ahead and select those, I want to come up to this top bulk actions menu and select the pen icon. You'll notice if you hover your mouse over any of those icons, it will tell you what that icon does. We're going for the top center icon that looks like a pen. Right, that's kind of like the DocuSign icon. So we'll click Create Envelope. And I know if you're new to DocuSign, the term envelope is probably a little newer. Definitely was for me when I started learning DocuSign. So just to try and make sense of that for you, try to think of snail mail here, right? The first time that you the first thing you do when you go to send something in snail mail is I would grab an envelope. So that's what I did. I grabbed an envelope. My documents are added in, right? So we have the documents added to our envelope here. I can add further documents by clicking the Room Docs option on the far right, and that will search my room to pull in any further docs I want to send out. Right, and what we need to do finally here is click Add Recipients. So, right, when we're sending this off in snail mail, I would put my forms in the envelope. Check, we did that. And now I need to go ahead and add the recipients to the envelope. So I'll click on Add Recipient. And I want to click on Pre-tagged Roles. So you'll have the pre-tagged roles option as long as you are sending out interactive forms, so the forms that we were just able to type in. The pre-tagged roles will automatically allow your clients to electronically sign without you having to manually add the initial boxes and signature boxes. So go ahead and select the pre-tagged roles option to let DocuSign know, okay, which clients need to be added. So I need my seller 1 and seller 2. And I'll select from the drop down. And these names in the drop down are pulling over from Command since I created my transaction in Command initially. That's why it's so important to actually start your transactions in Command by creating that opportunity. And again, how-to video in the description below. And I'll click Add Selected. So I see I have them added in here. They can both needs to sign. And I can click Next on the top right. And of course, guys, if you're still working on this, feel free to pause the video at any time to follow along. All right, so since this is a DocuSign interactive form, I see the initial fields automatically displaying. I'll show you on my other form here. So if I scroll to the bottom or wherever the initial fields would go, sorry, I will see those automatically added in. Right, so I can see those automatically added in. So I do not have to manually drop the initial and signature fields on the left-hand side. I can see that my client would be able to fill that in. Okay, I would always suggest before sending that off to check the recipient preview on the very top right to make sure your clients can fill and sign any fields that you want them to. So you'll notice on the very top left, it does have your clients up here by respective color. So you can go ahead and select either one of those clients and then click Start, and it will take you through exactly the fields it will prompt her to fill in. Okay, so you can view that from a client's perspective. It's not actually adding any initials, it's just showing you exactly what it would look like, and you can do so for the other client as well. All right, so once you're satisfied with that, of course you can, guys, just to point this out, on the left-hand side, you can add additional fields. So if you'll notice, if you select the client's names on the top left here, it will change the color of these fields. So you can add specific fields for those clients to fill in if you need to add additional items here. Or you can even add agent fields. That's under the pencil icon on the far left. These are fields for you as the agent to fill out instead, okay, versus the standard forms, the fields rather, on the top left here will be for your clients to fill in. All right, guys, so at this point, we're good to go. Check over your form, but the initial and signature fields should automatically display, so you don't have to add those in. And we can click Send on the top right to go ahead and send that off. Okay, and just something important to note, you will not get the signed form back to your Documents tab of your room until all parties have signed. All right, and I'll say that again in a second here. But once you send that off, we are taken to the Envelopes tab, which will show you just any time that one form or group of forms have been sent out. So if this is a form that you need to fill in, you need to sign as the agent, you would have the option. It would say, you know, sign, I forget, your signature required, something like that. If that is a form that you set yourself up to sign, you'd be able to click on that and it would give you the option to sign it right from here. Okay, in this case, I can see that these are waiting for others, and once both clients or all clients have signed that, it'll then come to the Documents tab of my DocuSign Room showing those signatures. And I'll include the description, or I'll include the video of working with signed forms in DocuSign in the YouTube description below as well. All right, guys, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us, support@scottleroymarketing.com. We'd be happy to clarify anything for you or help troubleshoot any issues you may be running into. I hope this helped, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, guys.